Hey beer nerds, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about pumpkin beer. I know, it's a hard topic. It sounds like an after school special. I'm not a big fan of pumpkin beers, but tis the season, and I felt like journalistic integrity requires that I talk about a pumpkin beer. So today we've got Ballast Point's Pumpkin Down. So this is based off of their Piper Down, which is their Scottish ale, and I do like Scottish ale, so I figure maybe if I review a beer based off of a Scottish ale, I can get over my natural bias towards pumpkin beers. So what do we got here? This is the Ballast Point Brewing Company Pumpkin Down. So it is basically just a good Scottish ale mixed with pumpkin and spices. So why do we do pumpkin beers? People like them. They taste like fall, you know, and we're in fall now officially, so let's take a look at what we got here. It is, for the stat heads, 5.8% ABV and 22 IBUs. So not a super bitter beer, but nothing really much on the bottle other than a picture of a skeleton bagpiping guy with dreadlocks falling over. So pretty standard Ballast Point artwork right there. Anyway, let's get it out of the bottle into the glass and see what we're dealing with here. The sexy part. All right, so can't really see it with the lights, but this is a rich amber-colored beer with pretty clear, so it looks like it's been filtered. A very thin cream-colored head, not a lot of head on this beer. So based off of Scottish ale, so it looks like a Scottish ale, what you'd expect. But getting onto the nose, yep, pumpkin pie. All day long, pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread. There's a little bit of breadiness, a little bit of malt sweetness, maybe some toffee or caramel, but just really pumpkin pie spice, like a strong aroma of pie spice. When you bite into a pumpkin pie, that's what this is. That's almost dominating any of the other flavors here. It's not cloying, it's just there. It is what it is. There's no doubt that this is a pumpkin pie, a pumpkin beer. So let's dive on in. Cheers. Yep, tastes like pumpkin pie. So as it starts, it's very sweet, not cloying, but sweet, and that strong pumpkin pie, it almost doesn't have a beer flavor until it starts the finish, and when the aftertaste comes, then it becomes beer. The pie, the spiciness or pie spices fade away into a malty, caramely type of Scottish beer. Yeah, it's definitely pumpkin. Is it good? Yeah, I mean, it is. I will give it credit. A lot of pumpkin beers, really when they say pumpkin beer, they're not going for the pumpkin flavor because that's kind of almost a savory squash flavor. They're going for that pie spice, you know, the pumpkin pie. And a lot of times that just comes off tasting artificial and chemical, and this doesn't have that. It's sweet. I mean, Scottish ales are malty and kind of rich and roasty, and I think the roastiness of this is kind of almost dominated by that sweetness. Is it good? Sure, it is. I would take this as almost like an after-dinner aperitif beer. At the lower ABV than some of the big beers we've reviewed, it certainly would be considered sessionable, although I personally would be hard-pressed to have more than one of these. I would probably do this as an after-dinner beer. It would be good to sit by a fire, maybe watch some football after a big turkey dinner, something along those lines, but certainly not, hey, I just ran some errands, I just want to, crack a cold one. This is probably not the first beer I'm going to reach for, even if it is fall, because quite frankly, the spice, the pie spice is kind of a gimmick. So let's go ahead and rate this one. So Untapped has it at about a 3.7 last time I looked that up. On my scale of 1 to 10, I would give this one a 7. I'm giving it a bonus because I think I don't like pumpkin beers, but I think it's a well-executed example of a pumpkin beer, if that makes any kind of sense. So if you see it, pick it up. It's probably only going to be available on tap. I think that's what Ballast Point is moving to, but there's definitely bottles of it around. So if you see it, yeah, and you want a pumpkin beer, this is better than most. It doesn't have that artificial chemical flavor to it. But I like it. I would have one of them. So definitely give it a shot. So I think that's it. I think that's where we're at with this one. Ballast Point always does good work, and I'm always interested to see what they're doing. So if you like this and you want to help me grow the channel, it doesn't cost you anything to just look down and right there, down there, click on that little subscribe button, click the bell, it gives you alerts anytime we make a fresh beer review. And like, share, do all those other things. And until next time, guys, cheers.